So we're back here at Henson Park. Start of the second term. The umpire puts the ball into the turf. And if you just joined us, it is St George leading by 14 points. We go into the start of this second term. And a good effort in that first term. Sanderson takes the mark from Manly Warringah. And they desperately love to get one early on the board here. Kick from about 50 out. He's a good striker of the football, Sanderson. Right on the paint. Ball on its way. Beautiful kick. Never looked like missing. And Dylan Sanderson gets the perfect start for Manly Warringah in this second term.
Yeah, got a well-earned free kick there for in the back. But it was beautiful delivery from the Giants midfield that set that one up. I tell you, near impossible to strike a footy better than that. And I tell you what, first blood for Manly. They go to 2 goals, 1. The Dragons 3-3. So just gets them back a little bit closer. I tell you what, isn't that the tonic you need straight after the quarter-time break?
Margin of 8 points looks so much better than 14 in the second term. West wins this ruck. Doing all afternoon, but Livery takes the ball and gets the clearance, and the Giants go on the attack again. Tomlins couldn't take the mark. Little pop-up handball. Now they've got another opportunity. Go inside. That one nearly hits Henson on the chest. Guthrie gets in with a little nice fist on the ball, and they get it out of the danger zone, although Brain will bang it straight back in there, high up and under. Couldn't get there. Once again, the St George defenders having to do a ton of work. Tomlins clears the area.
Yeah, centre wing, but plenty of traffic, and it's Giants' mark. Wheels around and looks up, just sends it back from whence it came. And the Giants now just managing to string possession after possession. This high into the pocket, the one arm out, goes across the boundary line. No, they didn't change Guernseys at quarter time. So bear with us. We've got a couple of Guernseys numbers. Never understand how you can get 22 numbers and get one of them wrong, but
Dickerson it is wearing 39 for the Giants. Listed in 29. And a couple of others keep an eye out as the ball goes over the bound. Bunkle just couldn't control the football, but this is a better start for the Giants.
They're nearly a different team, Craig. Skill level right up. And they're hitting target after target. No midfielder there for Dickinson. Got his hands to it first. That's just straight down the throat of the Giants player. Sells a bit inside. Shaw looks up. It's lace out. He would have seen the little orange rubber nipple there right in front of his eyes, and he put it down. West.
As I said in the pre-match, Nick Ryan didn't look on in the warm-up.
Speaking of not on.
It's one of the marks you'd expect him to just swallow. Kick 3 early in last week's game and set the win up for St George. This afternoon, not going his way. Livery drives the Giants. Kick didn't really get it to its target, but it gets to Monk. Loves it on the left, Jake Monk. And he sneaks it in for another one. Margin back to 2 points. Giants on the trail.
Yeah, no, ripper. Great little left footer. He snuck it home just to Jason, the right post. I reckon, Craig, if the Giants keep kicking goals like that, the old bus driver down the right-hand side of your screen, he might just have to move his bus before a Sharon goes straight through the window.
Conspiracy theories about the bus behind the goals. Not really.
Wind blocker. Up the lane.
Distraction.
Might be a bit of an up.
I think we're just making up the conspiracy theories now, Muzz.
Oh, I think that's really the basis for most conspiracy theories, isn't it? A little bit of made-up stuff. Never hurt anyone.
West gets this one handed to him on a platter. The bounce just offline. But the St George Dragons will get out with the clearance. They go wider still. There's Nick Ryan. That's what we like to see. takes this one on the chest, and nothing that Harrison Kosh could do on that occasion. And Ryan will line up. And this is where he was dobbing them in the warm-up. Or as the case may be, was not dobbing them prior to the match commencing.
How's the run-up?
I've been told there's a 2 or 3 goal breeze pushing from left to right, so it's not going to help Nick Ryan.
Dead set on a Brett Lee run-up.
On its way into the teeth of the breeze, no problem at all.
Jeez, that's a tough goal. That's an absolute ripping kick. No angle to speak of. He was really forced back toward the boundary line by the umpire. I'll tell you what, Craig, some players, they can just warm up kicking them like dogs. When the pressure's on.
Here's the mark by Nick Ryan. Beautifully sat, used the body well, just turned his player on the outside and finished off nicely.
So Donahue, he's bagged 3 already. Umpire gets play back underway. No, caught it back.
There's a better bounce than the last one.
I don't know if you just got a little whisper in the ear to say the last one should have come back.
Not sure they were in the match com today, Muzz, but I like your theories. As Giants now dive on, everyone gets involved.
Oh, so these guys can't talk to him. Oh.
Time.
I thought they would have had the ability just to give a little whisper. But, a couple of boys go hard at that, leaves the Dragons player behind, but he's quick to get up. And tell you what, he gets enveloped straight away afterward. He thought he might have had 5 seconds just to clear his thoughts, but no. Dragons under pressure here, but they do very nicely here.
Oh, got the call. Sanderson sharked it. Goes back on the left inside. It just sit beautifully. And this is Mike Mitchell-Bell wearing the 8. He will line up his first of the afternoon.
Jeez, what is it with these run-ups? He's gone from being 20 out. He's now walking back inside the paint, so Donahue before. Oh, the bus put him off.
Vortex being caused.
Yeah. So gorgeous day. Tell you what, if you're anywhere close to Henson Park, why you're not here at the footy is beyond me. A few of the Sydney Uni boys, shirts optional down there. They're enjoying the sun.
Shirts optional, beards compulsory.
Obviously.
They go to the far side. Good mark taken.
Well, here it's actually written in their rego forms. Tight jeans, tick. So the Dragons just going to slow it down here, Abba. They are just going to poke it down the line. That one just stays in, far side. Right next to the rugby league posts. And the Jets, they weren't required in finals footy this year in the New South Wales Cup. Kick, not a good one, dangerous. Dragons here, can they turn it into points? Long and high, parked under, good mark.
Ball. Jackson Oakenbaugh takes a very good mark. Set a task as the ball came in high. Up to the task, and they'll line up for a shot on goal.
This will probably just be to just jag momentum back from the Giants. The umpire just does a little bit of the side shoe shuffle, but bang, 6 points. Good goal. It's always funny to say they need to jag the momentum back when they're still leading. But it was what it felt like, because
Momentum knows no score, Muzz.
that's right. How many minutes are we through here, Craig? 9, about the 10th minute, and really it had been all the Giants.
Back at that mark, it's not enough done on the spoil there from Behag. Gave Oakenbaugh a free run at it, and the margin skips back out to 7 points. West in the middle. Trying to get the ball going forward for the Dragons. Good work there at ground level by Kenny. Just turns it over now, though, and the Giants on the repel. Out there is Pedersen. They need a lift from him. He goes inside. Great looking kick. Sat beautifully for Dickerson, and he paid the mark. Actually pays the arm chop. Good signalling by the umpires there. Knows exactly what's going on, and a little bit off the ball. There's Dickerson. Maintains the average run-up length.
Absurd. No wonder players come off after kicking a goal.
Dickerson's kick from well back and puts it to the left. Just the line of
footy
score.
almost got run over.
Get the cricket-style ring out to see if it's been a bit out of shape.
Goal umpire Falcon alert. Just avoided. Measures the umpire alert. Get out of the way, son. Not an afternoon for trackies either. Play on call. Good bump. Getting a little feeling into this one, Abba.
There is a bit there. Jumper punches on the ground level. No one really wanting to go on with it. One of those you strike first ones. Good ruck work out to Monk. Pops it up nicely. Going for the attack there. And a little bump to go on with. There's Dickerson. I was going to mention this at quarter time, Muzz. What about some Auskick bibs?
Yeah. Really, anything. Shirts versus skins. Paint a number on their back. Although my iPad's dead, so I have no player numbers in front of me, which was clever planning on my behalf. Snap inside, but Dragons.
Whisper in the ear, that is Martin.
Impressed with Monk so far for the Giants. He turned on his non-preferred there. Often a player will just wait to get onto his left, but he knew he had to use his right, and unfortunately just gave the kick a little bit too much. It's now the Dragons into attack, Abba.
Napa was good in the back line there. Just got the ball clear for St George, and Oakenbaugh sees the ball over the line.
Oh, someone's going to have to fetch it from the bleachers.
Freshly painted too out here at Henson Park.
Who was the old operations manager? Moved to Gosford.
Gary Birkinshaw.
Oh, wouldn't have happened under his watch. This is Guernsey Gate.
His son Scotty doing a good job for the AFL Sydney as well. And we have a new operations manager taking over. Lauren has joined the team. Came in at the pointy end of the season as the Giants now off the boot of Brain is a beautiful kick. And Tyler Smith didn't break stride and just maintains his attack on the football and lets his opponent know about it. Right in front, this is the perfect kick. These are the ones you don't even practice at training.
No, not a goal straight on has been ever practiced after training.
I think I've seen plenty from the other side of the fence.
Yeah, the pocket. Oh, just in case I'll get one.
Let's see if the practice is required. Tyler Smith's kick is on its way, and it is a good one. Just snuck it in, and the Giants level the ledger. 4-3 apiece here at Henson Park, and we've got a game on our hands, Muzz.
Certainly do. The Dragons, they certainly won the first quarter, both on the scoreboard and just style of play. The Giants, whatever was spoken to them in the huddle at quarter time has certainly resonated on the field. They have been a different side. The midfield have been finely tuned for this afternoon's game, and they're just starting to win it from the centre.
The goal, the difference on the scoreboard. I think you may have missed one.
Oh, no.
As the Giants come through, McCaffrey's kick is sort of handball smothered off. And now the Dragons working hard. Pedersen getting involved. That's incorrect disposal. Somehow got a boot to it in the sling tackle. Tomlins hands it straight out. That is a jumper. I'm telling you, that is straight away a confusion of jumpers. And now McCaffrey has a shot on goal. goes out of bounds on the full. He was looking at him. He was eyeballing him. He was straight on, and he gave the handball.
Like I know I'll complain to somebody and someone will say they had different shorts on. But when you were playing footy, did you ever look at a bloke's shorts?
Tomlins for St George goes up the line. A good mark taken. I think that's Brown, or is it Wynn out there on the far side?
Now, I wonder if it's just coming out from the end right of your screen. The Marrickville high end. Just wonder if it's just the way that breeze is running that it's making the sides, because both teams have spent all their time coming out of their own back half, just going up and down this one patch of grass. Man down.
Free kick.
Just tight game like this, Craig. Not in anyone's interest to start giving away cheap free kicks like this.
George push forward. Love one here. This one's wrapped up. A little bit of a lull in proceedings.
Horsey slap, I think. Gave him one round the midriff. There's West, big red. He watches this one. No. Thought it was going to go across the boundary line, but the Giants keep it in. Shrugs one tackle. Gone!
So, Kenny with the run-down tackle, and just a quick explanation on how he did it. There's a free kick on the play here. It's going to be a push in the back. It'll be an advantage paid, and St George with an opportunity. Almost the place kick from outside, and just squeezes across goal. Margin, single point.
It's often the tail here in AFL Sydney that higher up we go, closer the games we get. I think it was Div 1 grand final, I think I read, was that 97 points or something, so you're getting value for money for your tenner this afternoon.
And there's going to be a free kick here. It's going to go to St George. Just off the ball, little bump out.
On here as well.
It's working for the Giants at the moment, just putting a bit of aggression into the football. St George, though, with the opportunity, just over the top of his head, works it back to the top of the square. Sat beautifully on that occasion for, it was Priest, unable to take the mark. It was there for the taking. And rushed for a minor score.
This one coming out towards the paint of 50. Oh, geez, that was a good clubbing from behind.
Donahue and 50.
I think you need a double whistle here to tell everyone what's going on. The single blow of the Acme Thunder just doesn't cut it sometimes. So they've certainly notched the intensity level quite high. Giants inside 50, good kick.
Oh,
as if it was planned. The drop mark falls in the lap of the Giants player who can't sneak it in. It was almost a well-worked move. The drop mark into the round the corner. So the
may have to be an adjustment of scores at half-time. I'm concerned we've missed a goal to the Dragons.
We've missed one.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Maybe one of those replays. Just checking the boys in the truck were getting it. They come out again. Pushing through was Jones. A good, hard effort at the football. Drives them forward now, staying on feet. On occasion was Wynn, but Kosh gets back. Gives it off to Carter. Back to Kosh. Just doing this by hand at the moment. The Giants, a quick kick, no real look upfield. Bounce just favours the boys in maroon. And they go inside, a player all on his own. Jake Monk from 50, lines them up. Was just falling off the kick as he kicked it. Does squeeze it in for a behind.
Well, see, I do have 5 goals written down for the Giants. I've got 5 goals written for the Dragons.
Yep, we'll go with it then.
But I've only got 3 goals for Manly.
check.
Robinson,
at half-time.
Sanderson and Monk, the goal scorers. Can you remember another one for Manly?
Polar Smith. Kicked it
Ah,
from
yeah,
in
from
front.
right in front.
As they give another shot on goal here, the Giants, and he slotted the goal as we were talking about the past. Let's get back to the present. And a great goal kicked. And the Giants, well, now we're all square. It's Breen. Out of bounds. Kick. Confusion from outside 50. Thank
On
you
the
very
angle.
much.
Boy,
Jeez,
Jesus.
that's after training stuff. That is. What a goal. Back in the middle. Scores now level. And the Giants on the attack. They've had the better of this quarter. St George coaching staff. Just a few concerns. They've let the Giants back into the game. And here he is, the goal scorer. And Brain goes central. Looks there for Carter. Couldn't bring it in. Pops it clear again. Shaw on this occasion trying to get St George back into a scoring position. Kosh by hand. They work it back through. Now in the arms of James Brain. Brain goes through the middle, back to Carter. Carter's handball. They've worked this well, the Giants. This is the stuff that they like to do. They work it through the centre, and the kick is beautiful to Sanderson. And takes the mark, 35 out.
One over the top.
Kicked the goal. We've got the bus windbreak behind the goals.
Well, that too.
Sanderson.
Already kicked one from near 90 metres out. Could be an almost footy legends entrance, Craig. He can kick it a mile.
Manly Warringah in front. Lead by 1 point. 22 and a half played in the second term. St George with a little bit of work to do in the shadows of half-time.
Little one over the top here for the Dragons. They haven't had much of it. Arches the back. Kick not a good one. The Giants just willing to slow it down for the minute.
It's a bit of a flip reversal of the first quarter where the Giants just seem to be the ones that were rushing the kicks, just trying to get the ball out of the area and turning it over. Now looks like the Dragons are doing the same. Umpire's missed one there.
How do you get rid of it?
Robertson gets it eventually, and then that's handballed out in the full. Throw in. 36 plays 35. It is the first semi-final in the BLK AFL Sydney competition. The loser, they meet with the bloke behind the bar tomorrow morning. Robertson trying to bustle his way through. That will be out of the bounds on the full, should have been. Brain was claiming it. I thought he kicked it out.
Bit of reverse psychology. Was out in the fall, not me.
Yep, saw a boot, wasn't mine. Here it comes. Looks like Oakenbore's worked into the ruck now for the Dragons. West. Still out there.
Had three Giants behind the ball there. The kick, just not a good one.
Bunkle went looking for Polar Smith, just bounced off his chest. Look at the rundown though, the second effort from the forward. Liked his game in 2015 and again tries to put the smother on. Their intensity levels have lifted.
Whoa.
And the scoreboard shows St George under the pressure of the Giants attack at the moment. Pushing through on, trying it out in front. 14 out there for Manly Warringah, not listed on our score sheet.
You know what, Craig? When it comes to grand final time, if you ain't listed, you ain't get a mention.
I'm going to be upset. Go across
50.
Guthrie takes the mark.
There's a couple of tired players out there, Abbott. 26 degrees here in Sydney today. Quick play on from the Giants. They go from the Dragons inside 50. Oh,
good mark.
And he kept it.
Henson had Nick Ryan all over him, and the kick is dreadful, and West gets it handed to him on a platter.
I think that could come from the concussion he suffered. The big Ryan pole drove his head into the turf.
And look at the St George players. They know that Pedersen is one of the key playmakers for the Giants, and they're just getting over there just to make sure he doesn't quickly forget the blunder. West, the ruckman, has one handed to him, and he finishes off nicely. And the Dragons get their noses back in front. Roll back and have a look at the decision making here. First of all, the mark. It's a great mark. Ryan almost somersaulted him to get the jump at it, but the kick from Pedersen. Well,
when you go across the face of goal, you've got to be 110% sure you're going to hit your target. Was Luke Ablett 05 grand final?
Yes, Noggy.
Got to be 110% sure, because they are just dead set 6-pointers you're giving away. It's play back underway, and look at that. Kick a goal, go straight back into the ruck. It's good old-fashioned footy, but the Giants managed to just jag it out inside 50, running back through traffic. Clever hand pass, left foot kick on goal. Miss it, no. Just the one behind. Real seesawing battle here at Henson. BLK AFL Sydney final series. Good to have the boys from BLK on board in season 2015. Make sure you let us know your thoughts about the game. Hit us up on Twitter, or leave a comment on the YouTube page. Where you're watching from. We always get a good overseas viewer from somewhere. He's maybe one of the Irish lads who's come down, played a couple of games, then had to go overseas. Old visa stamped.
Well, the playmaker that's booked his trip to Europe.
Oh yeah,
didn't look
the
that
Kentucky trip in September. Gone. Good tackle.
Monk.
Is he going to go back the other way?
There we go.
Because if you rewind that, that was a sling tackle, Bryce Gibbs style.
Have a look at it. He's in trouble. You see here, coming through, Monk. Was there two movements? And, he has hit the ground hard.
Serious question. Is there a match review?
Oh, they do review the video, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if Manly are to go forward after this one, it'd just be interesting to see what happens. Little monkey is in a bit of trouble.
It's the free kick, though.
Oh, he's going to cop more than that in a second when the Dragons players are actually allowed to touch him. Kick, not a good one.
Yeah.
Bit of football karma.
You love the bloke from the crowd. Yeah, mate. Good one. As the siren sounds to end this second term, a good one for the Giants. But they do go into the halftime break trailing. We'll just stay with the action as the players...
I'm surprised no one has really... There we go. There's the first little shoulder shove, the half elbow. But he's done a good job to get out of the way there.
Good job, Jake Monk.
Craig, look at this. Singapore Airlines A380. Wouldn't you like to be in the pointy end of that? Couple of Singapore slings.
Henson Park. It's plane spotting time, but back to the football. And as we go into the halftime break, nothing really in this game. Manly Warringah 5-7-37. St George 6-5. 65-41, confirmed by the goal umpires as the players go into the rooms for the main break. It's been an entertaining quarter.
Oh, bit of Euro grub action.
Oh,
I
I don't know if we should have any of that. Either way, they enter the rooms and we'll keep our eye on players, supporters, and all in sundry in this, which is turning out to be a little bit of a fiery affair. Stay with us on the AFL City Match of the Week. All the action from the second half, and there should be plenty of it. We'll be coming to you from Henson Park as we recap the scoreline. Warringah 5-7-37, St George 6-5-41, the margin 4 points. We'll take a break here for half time. You're watching the AFL Sydney Match of the Week. It's semi-final time, Manly versus St George.
is that your guys doing, moving the bus? Even the playing field for both sides? We should go get a clip out of that. He's obviously playing, that guy. Yeah. Yeah. He's not that Gill fella. He's not like, I don't think he's going to play him. And he looked pretty crook before. I suppose you can see the mix in this half. Two blokes still mixes, what are they?
Teams are out. The stage is set here at Henson Park for the third term. Nothing in this game at the moment, only the 4 points separating these two teams. Manly Warringah 5-7, 37. St George 6-5-41 with the lead at the moment, but this game is anyone's. Murray Canallan joining me up here in the commentary box for this, the semi-final. The winner goes through. The loser finishes their run for 2015. And we will find out very shortly who will play those roles as the ball goes up in the middle of the ground. And straight away the Giants get it out of the centre. Pushing forward, Polar Smith caught behind, gave away the free kick.
Yeah, just having a look at the St George bench, and just prior to half-time, it was little Jake Monk put a fairly significant tackle on Jack Hill, and had a look at the replay, and I think his head hits. Meanwhile, Manly, good little mark inside there, Witten. But yeah, Jack Hill, he didn't go out for the warm-ups after half-time, so it looks like he is going to sit for the rest of the afternoon. Certainly a story to come during the week if Manly are to go on.
Caffrey with a shot on goal here for the Giants. This will be the perfect start. Has he snuck it in? No. Just to the left of screen. 5 goals, 8 now. They've had their opportunities, the Giants.
Yeah, so Donahue for St George, he's kicked 3. Oakenbar, West and Jones, the goal scorers for Manly. Robinson, Sanderson, Monk, Polar Smith and Brain. So all individuals for Manly. Really for St George, Donahue's been their only likely goal scorer.
Here is Monk. Goes by hand to Pedersen. Pedersen's kick inboard looking for Polar Smith. Found him.
Mark.
I think he's relishing this open forward line, Muzz, with the absence of Braden Fowler. They needed him to step up, and that's a good mark. Here's the opportunity to wrestle the lead back for the Giants. Usually a very good kick at goal. There is a breeze, we've been told, blowing from left to right. We'll be sheltered up here in our position. As Polar Smith misses, and the boys on the hill seem to be St George supporters, Muzz.
Yeah, well, if you're a Manly fan, you're not really doing that. But he really just stabbed at the kick, didn't he, Abba?
Not his usual style. Wanted to keep it low in the breeze. You can only hope. And they've turned it over again. Robertson doesn't miss, and he gets it. And the Giants are in front.
So if you're listening to us on, what, 89.6?
89.6, just the around the ground.
Give us a toot. Ah,
Working well.
going.
Great guns. What would you be in the car on a day like today, though, mate?
No, exactly.
Beautiful.
You would be getting a bit of sun on the body.
Get out
We need, but we do need you need a little sign just in front.
We will have been just trialling it. This is the first time we've run the narrowcast here at Henson Park. And the story so far, Warringah were outgunned in the first quarter of this game, but they have chipped away, and they now lead by 4 points early in this third term. Robertson with the opportunistic goal to get the Giants back in front.
Well, both his goals have been opportunistic. His first goal, he cast your mind back, was a hand pass pretty much along the goal line, and he just put foot on ball. Got it out there.
Free kick 50, and that is 50. Voice. And team rule. Be careful. Napper just set himself. Umpire coming over to have a word.
Just bitter feeling getting into this one.
Kick resulting from the 50-metre penalty. An opportunity for the St George Dragons to get the lead back. Ticks on its way. No mistake. And St George are back in front.
probably one of the... we're probably a little bit sheltered at Blacktown. We don't get to hear the crowd as much, being right above them. They're really getting stuck into each other.
It is finals, Muzz. It's
maybe it's the new effects mic you stole from them.
Joke about that sort of stuff. Invested heavily in the kit that we use. We run around all of Sydney. I remember going back our very first night, a Friday night game we did in 2015, right from here at Henson Park to kick the season off. Feels like almost 6 months ago.
Wait a minute.
They go inside again, the Giants. Patterson kicks it over the top. Bounce doesn't favour, goes back almost boomerang like towards Patterson. He might get it back here. They give it off. Looking on that occasion to get it clear. Patterson gets himself in. Napa back there for the Dragons. Goes back to the Tomlins. And they relieve a bit of pressure coming out, although the turnover comes. Sanderson swoops. Get us on. The kick was being smothered. And free kick here going to the Dragons. And the longest advantage call played. They go forward on the wing.
You had your ruckman there with a bouncing ball and he called the man out of it. Don't know if that was the play, but it might turn into 6 points. The goal umpire does not move. Nathan Kenny with the green wheels puts 6 on the board. That's probably goal. I suppose there's been a couple of good goals, but that's running goal of the afternoon.
Running goal to the left-hand side of, or right-hand side of Henson Park. Have another look at it. Some good work, especially there from Sanderson. Put the ball forward, got it back, gave it off to Kenny, and he made no mistake. Finished off for the Dragons.
Sanderson just with a good little, not so much a shepherd, but you got sort of half a shoulder in front of him just to obstruct the run. That was all Kenny needed.
So the margin skips out to 8 points in favour of the Dragons. Little momentum shift back to the boys in red and white. As they go inside again, free kick coming here. Behag just clumsy. Got rid of his opponent in Priest. And Priest will line up for the resulting free kick. And should skip the Dragons out to a 14-point lead.
Just can't give free kicks like that away. Especially in the... It wasn't really a pack. It was a couple of pairs just at each other. Very easy to spot out. Taylor Priest. Swats it. St George get 2 in a row.
Not the start Manly Warringah were looking for in this third term. It really has been a scoring end here to the right of screen. There is a breeze, but it's not the howling breeze that you'd think was impossible to score against. But the majority of the majors have been scored to the right-hand side of screen. 6-9 plays 9-5 now. The margin 14 points in favour of the Dragons.
And most of you will be watching just exclusively this game at the MCG. It's the Tigers 3-3-21. They lead the Kangas 1-6-12. Poor kicking, poor footy. Cost the Swannies yesterday. It seems like it's costing North Melbourne at the moment. So secondary ball up in the middle. Couple of shrug tackles there. Giants not being able to make him stick at the moment. There's another. Hand pass over the top. Inside 50 Priest. Back inside. Kick was put under immense pressure, and it's now the Giants who are going to just relieve. Good tackle. Oh,
Gosh, holding the ball.
Pryor?
He had a lot of during. I'm not sure about Pryor. He held on to it for a long time. It was held to him, but the umpire said holding the ball was the decision. Big fly. Too early. Tomlins takes the mark at the back of the pack.
Really like the play of Kenny so far. He's given a spark. Oh, that was the old, why did I play on trick? Now the Giants with some numbers. They come to the King George V Memorial Grandstand side of Henson Park. They just slow things down. Oh, a little skill error there. Couldn't get to Jack Hawkins. He's got a fair mop, old Jack Hawkins. Real Wayne Carey perm style. Early days, good little tap over the back. Who did we say 14 was, or did we figure it out?
Didn't work it out.
Right, yeah.
In the end.
That's good.
Make some inquiries.
Parker just trying to tap it forward. Couldn't get away from anyone. Umpire over it like a hawk. I thought he was going to ping. But to no avail. So ball up. Centre square, Henson Park. The winner goes on. The loser drinks lots tonight. Responsibly, of course. And that one gone. Just errors from both sides creeping into this one, Abba.
Giants just trying to work themselves back in. They've been devoid of possessions in this third term. And they turn it over there again. Now Pedersen goes back, gets his own footy, sees something he likes downfield, works it towards the boundary line, and the Dragons have forced another turnover. So they're doing it at ease at the moment. McCaffrey, in fact it was Martin, and the Dragons now an opportunity. Declan Donahue got the wheels going. The boundary line wins out, and we'll have a boundary throw in. 11 and a half played, third term.
I'd love for the Dragons here. They've got Donahue, their big tall forward, but West just comes in at the top. I'd love for West just to go down and just take his other ruckman with him just to see if he can, because he's a good, big, strong mark. Donahue's probably tall enough to do it, the rucking from a boundary throw-in. Just think it could be something extra, because you have a look at that forward line at the moment. There's 6 people in it.
They've got Priest, who's parked down there in the goal square. He has a good mark of the football, Taylor Priest, but you're right. We saw that goal that West did kick, opportunistic across goal, and the big mitts came up. Now they're in trouble, the Giants. A great tackle. And rewarded justly.
Oh, that was nearly one of the sneakiest. There was a little Boomer Harvey play in there from Alex Wynn. Just punched the ball out of the hands of the Manly player and then said, "You didn't give it to him, sir."
Oh, I love that. The Boomer.
That's free kick of the century, the Boomer 50.
You cannot buy experience. Kilpatrick with the resulting free kick. This to skip out to the biggest lead of the match, 20 points. It's on its way. It's fading right. It sneaks through for a minor score. It is the biggest margin of the day. It just happens to be 15 points.
Jeez, another coach killer there for the Dragons. Just the one player, Gilbert, on the line. That one nearly fell short. Just snuck in for a behind, but bloke like Donahue should have been on the goal line there. Could have snagged a mark, or at least brought things back into play. So just a couple of little things for the Dragons here, although you say that and they just go straight over the goal umpire's hat. Thanks for coming, Murray. Tell us how to play footy. We'll just slot him from 45. Taylor Priest bags 2.
Beautiful kick. It looked like it wanted to fade. Some good work here from Nick Ryan. The big man tracks the ball in and then squeezes it through. And Jones off to Priest. And this kick here looked like it was going to get caught up in the breeze, but just held its line. Great kick, Taylor Priest. And the Dragons are on the charge. What can the Giants do to stop the momentum? They've done it once already in this game. Can they do it again? Good mark taken out there on the wing. And all going right at the moment for the Dragons. They desperately love another chance at Pennant Hills next weekend. twice to say they'd love a chance at the Eagles in the big one.
Who's got canteen duty at the finals? Yeah, can I get myself an Eagle burger over?
I think Sydney Uni have got it, mate, but they do a good feed.
They've got the cappuccino. They've got the coffee maker down there.
A lot of healthy snacks too. On offer. Just dropped that one cold.
Good smother.
Of course, the Premier Division Grand Final we played here at Henson Park Sunday week. Should be a cracking affair, and the turnover here that's not happening at the moment for the Giants. St George on the rebound, great kick, beautiful lead, and the mark has been taken by Declan Donahue.
Just the Giants play there in Guernsey 14. Not too sure who he is.
Tom Pyle, listed in 34 on our original team sheet.
Pyle. Well, he's back as the. Well, he looked like he was the spare number there. Just didn't read the lead coming across field. Really was stuck in no man's land.
Donahue's kick. That was that breeze I was expecting to affect Priest's kick. Certainly got a hold there of Donahue's shot on goal. 22 points the margin now.
4 goals to 1 in the third quarter here to St George.
Tollins goes up. Acceptances, gets it back eventually, gets it back to the Declan Donahue. He hands it off. Guthrie, great play on goal. Can the mark be taken? No. Pedersen takes a very good mark and feigns to play on and may have got himself an injury. They can ill afford that, the Giants. Just hasn't had the same impact on this game this afternoon as we would have expected. He was really needed to step up in this game. Still plenty of time to come. Kosh took the mark and eventually goes over the boundary line on the full. St George will drive it back inside.
It's just something strange about teams who are defending right of screen. Just their ability to come out of buckle. But 4 goals to 1 and a double to Priest in this third term. Sees the Dragons in full control of this. Giants are going to have to certainly lift their work rate if they want to bring back this 21-point deficit. Little hand pass over the top. They get the arms free, the Dragons. But boundary line wins out.
Well, if there is one thing to be taken from the game so far, it's the Giants will be kicking to the scoring end in the final term. They need to stay in touch though. Kosh applies the tackle. Umpire says can't work out that one. We both had plenty of it. Just throw it in the air and you can start again.
3:30 start. The lights look good enough here. We going into the early evening, Craig?
Shouldn't really need them this afternoon. The days are getting longer in Sydney at the moment.
No, sorry, grand final.
Grand final. You'll end up under a bit of lighting. There are big 4 grand finals that day. So, there was issues with the lighting earlier on in the year. I hope that they sorted a few of that. There's a couple of dark spots around Henson Park. Good place to lead. There's the Dragons driving in. Ryan underneath this one. He's just not on today. Claims that he touched it. But boundary umpire not taking the advice. As we said earlier, Muzz, if you're watching at home and you're planning to come along to Grand Final Day, bring yourself a radio. And tune in 89.6. You'll hear all the commentary on Grand Final Day. Get involved and fully immerse yourself in what is BLK AFL Sydney. West inside again. A good mark taken back there by Lockie Behag. Goes out to Pedersen. Pedersen's kick. Ambitious at least. Sanderson works it by running it back to where the kick came from. Has to go again now. They're just kicking to one-on-ones. They get away with this one. Tomlin's judged to have chopped the arms. Wants to be careful. Come back on the mark.
They just need a switch. Oh no, it comes late. All the numbers. There's 3 people on the outer side of the centre square here. The Giants, you just love to see their midfielders break to this outer side. Sorry, to the grandstand side. Give them something different to kick to. Because at the moment, the greenskeeper's not going to have to look for any divots over this side. They're all going to be pretty much right where I did my knee, right where that kick happened. So it's now the Giants. Little tumble turn. He looks directly back into that traffic. They get a good bounce. Quick hands. Now they're away. Running bounce for the Giants. Inside 50. He's only got the little fella in Monk. It's about all of 60 kilos wringing wet. Kick to the square. It's over the back. Who can keep their feet? The Dragons can. They rush it behind. The margin goes out to Craig.
21 points.
So the Dragons kick, not a good one, but unfortunately Robinson just slipped half a second before that kick was coming to him. It cost him. It's Bahag. He couldn't get clean hands to it. Bamboozles Bungle. And it's the Dragons who go inside, Kilpatrick. His mates call him Oysters. Kenny with a spin. Sells a great little hand pass. They can raffle this one.
This is in the high school.
Oh no, he top spinned it. That's knock on the front door stuff. Excuse me, my ball went over your fence. Can I just go and get it? Oh, Crossy!
Goal to the St George Dragons takes the margin out to 27 points.
Donahue kicked it, didn't he?
Donahue kicked that one into the backyard of Mrs. McGregor's house. And the margin out to 27 points, and danger signs now for the Giants.
Donahue would be spewing he didn't get all of that footy.
Oh, he was aiming.
Maybe he got halfway through the kick and thought, I better not.
He was aiming for the quadrangle at Miracle Boys.
Wouldn't that be a fine Monday morning, getting first to school? Little brand new Sharon for you. Kenny gets dispossessed right in the collarbone breaking territory there. Well, that's probably claimed a few over this year. That is rock hard. They might use Henson for cricket this year, the way the middle's going.
Just looking at the ground there, Muzz. It looks like they've just shifted the centre of the universe.
Oh yeah, everything.
About 5. No, I don't think they've shifted the goals. That's the thing. So you said earlier on in the call, Muzz, that it would take some players a little time to work out the circumference, and
and you bagged me out for it.
Well, you're looking there. Looks like the square is just slightly offset, which explains why the ball is camped on the far side of the ground. They start 10 metres closer that way. 23 and a half played, and we've just worked it out in the third term.
I worked it out midway through the first, and I got some snide remarks about circumference.
Dickerson in the ruck now, goes up against Oakenball. And the Giants get it going forward, but they need something here. Pedersen, good tackle. And the umpire has a close look and says, I can't understand that one. I think it was 2 separate tackles, but Pedersen didn't get the free kick. St George with the second tap forward, but it comes now out to, there's Parker. Here to go again. It's not Parker, it's Weir. Weir hands off, and they get a very rare forward entry. Monk was the target. Ball goes over the boundary line.
Geez, there's not much of Monk, but I tell you what, he's full of heart. He's copping it from everywhere.
Oh, he goes hard, and he... that little flea that gets under your collar. Will hassle you all afternoon. Kosh, clumsy. He anticipated that Nick Ryan would get the ball, but he was nowhere near it. And Ryan will boom them inside 50.
Oh, over the back. Little one-on-one here, but Bungle does well, gets the hand pass out. Another boundary throw in. So both coaches starting to think of their three-quarter time address. Potentially the last time they talk to their charges before they go back into the heat of battle for 2015. First semi-final. What do the Giants have up their sleeve? Is there one little move they can make? So far, it's been all Dragons in this third term. Couple of nice hand passes. Links up for Priest. He's bagged 2 in this quarter. Got a free kick going the way of the Dragons.
And Mrs. McGregor's going to get out of the ball here.
Should be charging admission into her backyard soon.
Donahue got the free kick. Trying to have a look at see exactly how it played out.
This is for 5 for Donahue. And getting my red pen out, I'm going to write the D down because I'm that confident.
Yeah, he just held the arm in the contest. And
Donahue. Oh, yep. Oh, that's Ruth. Oh, bounced back in. Donahue has 5, and Craig is nearly going to dead set win this on his own bat.
It's good to see too. Declan Donahue has been a fantastic servant of the St George Dragons Football Club. He even played in the Crows colours there for a while. Muzz.
The Crows? They played in the Crows colours, the Dragons.
St George Crows for a little while there. When all the teams had their AFL club affiliations. Back in the red and white now, and looking at the preliminary final against Pennant Hills next week. Still some football to be played, but the margin out to 33 points at the moment. And all the momentum with the Dragons. Dickinson moves into the ruck up against Oakenbaugh. Hits it hard, tries to pop it out in front of Robertson. That's exactly what they want to do. Looking for Polar. Smith at the back, just pulls out of the contest. Monk there as well. Getting back is Conan. And just pops it up, doesn't go very far, and eventually goes over the boundary line.
6 goals to 1 in the third term.
What do they call it?
The Premiership quarter. I tell you what, that'll win you games every day of the week when you kick 6 goals to 1 in the third term. Up by 33 now. Can the Giants jag one back? In the pocket, good tackle. The boundary line going to win this one out.
I don't really want to bring this up, Muzz, but I'm going to anyway. How would Ben Bow and Braden Fowler be feeling just about now?
You've got to feel crook in the guts. Just having a look at how they were suspended, doesn't sound like it was a 50-50. Sounds like they were lucky to get as many games as they got. Donahue out on his lonesome, just sneaks this one across the line. When one gets done for charging, and then the other gets done for striking, jeez.
There's a bit of frustration in last week's game against Pennant Hills, and it showed. And to get suspended and then put your team into an elimination final at the same time.
You've worked from last November. These teams probably started running.
They were going also for the three-peat, Muzz. They've won the last 2 premierships in the AFL Sydney competition.
So, geez, you joined an exclusive club in Sydney, the Eagles. Got a 3-peat.
Certainly the Eagles in 09, 10 and 11. Jones for the Dragons has been a good general in there. And the mark's taken right on the siren. And the umpire says, have your shot. Priest, I think it is, will go back. And, geez, this is the stuff you like to have. Going into a break, putting a goal through. It's not Priest. It actually is Gilbert with the blonde hair. It's called much of him today, but he can make a name for himself after the three-quarter time siren. Takes no time, puts it on its way, sneaks it in. St George are on the mark.
39-point margin at three-quarter time. Gilbert slots it. And just look at the goal scorers. Robertson for Manly kicked the first. Then it went Ryan, Kenny, Priest bag 2, Donahue bag 2, and Gilbert. Donahue's kicked 5. The Dragons kicked 7. It's three-quarter time. And look at the players just getting a little huddle here for Manly before they get to their coaches. You're watching the 2015 BLK AFL Sydney Final Series. We're going to take this opportunity to have one last little break. We'll come back to you with all the action from the fourth quarter and the first semi-final.
Well, Murray Canal and spirited scenes here at three-quarter time. The St George Dragons, they lead by 39 points. at three-quarter time with that late goal by Gilbert. And the St George coaching staff left no doubt in the minds of anybody within a 3-kilometre radius as to what was needed in this final term.
Oh, you can paraphrase it with about 3 words, but 2 of them I can't say. It was, he just said it's now time to go. Majestic Qantas A380 goes across just to deafen things out. Play underway. 40 points needed for the Giants. Otherwise, they can start commiserating on season 2015.
Kilpatrick just stood tall. He's not confident though.
No, he did look for a side kick straight away. But yeah, I tell you what, some of these St George players will run through brick walls after the speech they got at three-quarter time. Oysters, this one's going to fall short. The umpire finds a free kick. Umpires this afternoon, Dean Garraway, Aidan Kittle from Lockie Head. And pretty much of the part, really. Craig have done a good job of keeping things under control. Has threatened to escalate at times. But you'd have to say, if Manly don't score the first 2 goals, they're done and dusted, one would think.
Kick. Not the kick you want to a contest. You're right, Muzz. They need to score early. They need to use this advantage. That could be a free kick. Dickerson could have been held. Umpire said no. There's a free kick now. Whistle, high contact. It's against Sanderson. Here's Martin to take the free kick. Gives it off to Napper. Napper goes wider to Tomlins, back to Napper. Now across to Martin. And that was all to no avail. But they got it going forward. West went with Knuckles. And
those 2.
Over the boundary line.
Has been one of the better of the Dragons players this afternoon. Big Reddy's given them plenty of options in the ruck. Yeah, just a clever little deft touch. Gets the Dragons on the outside through Guthrie. Centre wing, Henson Park, clever. Kenny goes. He didn't have it. He wants the free. He's not getting it. Umpire's not having a bar, and it's the Giants through the centre. 39 the difference. They need the first goal, and then they need a couple more. Kick inside 50. Well, here comes 6 points pretty quick.
That's the sort of football we come to expect from the Giants, and Sanderson knows the urgency of the occasion. Goes back and misses. And you start to think, well, should I have just taken
half a second?
10 seconds, 5 seconds.
But even just in his kicking motion, that was a little 40-metre stab pass to somebody on a Tuesday night. At least when we see Donahue lines up, he kicks through it. Oh, good mark, Big Red. He'll be certainly listed in the best players come the end of the day. Mark can't be taken by Wynn. Stays in play. It's the Giants here. Just have a couple of numbers. Weir looks up, cross kick. This kick has killed the Giants all day long. But they're just going to get out of it through the corridor.
That's the play. The Giants straight through the haydiddle. Nice little touch there from Dickerson. Got rid of his opponent. Got Monk back. Just needs to get a bit closer to support the kick. And he goes over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. For much of the last 5 or 6 weeks of the home and away competition, there was a real split. The Eagles at the top of the ladder. Pennant Hills and Manly Warringah were fighting it out for second and third. St George and Sydney Uni were the other 2 teams. There was a real divide between those top 5 spots. But take nothing away from St George this afternoon. They have bridged the gap and then some. And as Monk gets a free kick for holding, and we'll go back and line this up. He is a good kick at goal, Muzz. Just needs to work the breeze left to right a little.
Big goal coming up. Big kick. A little left footer from Manly. Kicks it.
Just don't let him know.
Ugly. No, you're not going to get there kicking behinds.
Number of opportunities gone begging for the Giants. As the ball comes back out. Martin was the target. Got there. And a player all on his own, turns his back, goes one way, pirouette, takes the mark. It's Henson, George. The turnover comes. Good tackle, unrewarded. And going back and trying to get the ball out again was Bell. And the umpire sent a free kick. It will go to Bell. And could have been 50, should have been 50. Rules there for a reason.
Helicopter inside 50.
Free kick given. McCaffrey. Oh,
that'll kill the Giants. They've just seen a 50 go unpaid. And a bit of hands in the back. The Dragons just make meters onto the outer side of Henson. Oakenburr on their far side. I think Manly are feeling very unrewarded by the boys in lime green.
Just see they've dropped their bundle. They're arguing with the umpire. Things just not going their way. The margin 37 points. St George, you'd think, have done enough scoring-wise. They just need to make sure Manly Warringah don't get the momentum shift that they got in the second term. It's a free kick against Donahue.
Got the numbers, but at the moment it's just the skills that are causing them this divide. Monk can't bring it back. Top of the square. Oh, nearly the one armour. Forward pocket. The Dragons, they've done well since sort of midway through the first, just to keep getting out of their back half well.
They maintain possession well out of the back half, as you said, Muzz, and they present opportunities going forward, and here they go again. Sits up, Donahue gets the bounce, did well, just knocked it down to Gilbert. That telling goal after the siren. Gives it across to Priest, the lookalikes. Link up, Oakenburr drops the chest mark, goes back and gets again. The pressure not coming, and then hits the post.
Does the easy things hard.
Just delete that bit of tape.
So that would have put it away. The chest mark could have gone back, slotted it, mate. The margin in the 40s. Makes things awfully hard as James Brain comes through the rotations, as does Parker. You take a mark centre wing, wheel into the centre corridor. Just the reading of the ball there, Craig. He ran 5 metres under it.
It was a good mark by Polar Smith. The kick was to a contest, and that's 50. That's a telling 50. St George will get more than meterage out of that free kick. They now know they're under the skin of the Giants. And they now know that they should cancel all plans for next weekend. Ryan, strong, too tall. Takes the mark over Kosh. And this is looking very, very difficult from here for the Giants. Nick Ryan to take it beyond 40 points. Difficult kick into the breeze. Pops it up. The wind will get this one. And slot it through the middle. And Nick Ryan has kicked the goal, which puts St George into a preliminary final.
Yeah, it certainly does, Craig. You'd be hard-pressed to see them come back from here, the Giants. The two-time Prem Division winners will bow out in the first semi-final. There's nothing you can do on the whiteboard now. Just got to see how your players can run it out. And wonder what the season might have been.
Saw on screen, Braden Fowler standing behind the bench. He's played his last game for 2015. Gilbert and Priest. Kosh gets his free ball, goes short, finds Parker. Monk goes a big fly from behind, tries to get over the biggest player on the ground in West. Good umpiring there, Muzz. Missed a couple today, but as you said before, on the whole, have controlled this game very, very well.
Dragons now to the point of 50. Oakenville flies high, but it's the Giants with the ball. They turn to the King George 5 Memorial Grandstand side. Ryan puts it high to the hot spot. Donahue can't get it. Gets it on the second attempt with the bounce. Here's Kenny. He's in a spot. Steps back, gets run down. Just got his hand to it. One-on-one in the pocket, but it's the Giants, and they lay a good shepherd.
Free kick behind play. Going to go to St George. And they've dropped the bundle now, the Giants. You see Robertson in the middle of the ground, just in the foreground, down on his haunches. Giving away silly free kicks, 50-metre penalties. And 11.5 played in the final term. It is going to be straight sets for Manly Warringah. The reigning premiers, St George, the contenders, slots one from the angle. Icing on the cake, margin a straight 50 points now.
So if you're the coaching staff of the Dragons, you do start thinking about sitting down your best four. You've got plenty of time. You've got a big prelim next week. You almost sit, and you can see it now. Donahue goes to the pine for a rest, and so you almost think about just giving him his Dragons jacket and saying, "That's enough, son. You've kicked 5. Have a rest." The Dragons, they want more points. Since half-time, they've easily been the better side. The Giants now just link a couple of hand passes up, but could be called play on. Gets the hand pass out the back, but it just goes straight to Tomlinson. They're going to fight for it here. And he's going to put it... Oh, the bus. The bus is a ball magnet. And he gets a bit. They're right in front of the Dragons fans. One of the boys has to go running for it.
Just get on the bus. Start driving.
I suppose that's the thing.
You're on the way to the preliminary.
Next weekend of Pennant Hills and Manly. Couldn't find anything over that side of town to play.
Well, Pennant Hills, St George, mate.
St George, oh, well, yeah, good point. Look at this one. Would have brought rain if there are any grey clouds around. Just one thing I have noticed today, just hasn't been as crisp and as clean as I've seen Prem Division finals in the past. Dragons go to the outer side where they've got a bit of run. They can have a bit of carry. Kenny there. He went away from the ball, but it found him. 3 Giants on top of him. No, he's going to get pinged.
I don't know if you heard that.
Did I hear a come on, mate?
Directed directly at the umpire.
So, this one ending in a little bit of a fizzle. We had high hopes at half-time.
The margin was 4 points at half-time, Muzz. Outscored them by 46 points in the second half, St George.
Probably the most disappointing thing on the minds of the coaching staff and the Brains Trust down there for the Giants. Second half capitulation here at Henson Park.
Been a good week for Giants across the board. The neutral side for the Giants bowed out of the finals race yesterday. Hands of the Escalate Hornets.
The which side?
The Giants reserve grade side.
Were they killing it?
They were killing it.
Oh dear.
Got done by 70-odd points yesterday by Escalate.
Oi, a little bit going on there. That's probably one thing the Dragons have to be extremely careful of now, is not get sucked into any niggle. Kenny, wide open pasture, has a second bounce, can have a third if he wants it, and he does. Just comes back to him. Looks back inside, drags to the kick. Straight down the throat of the Giants player.
Behag back there for the Giants. Takes the relieving mark, but it is all academic now. They just haven't played to the premiership standard. They are the dual reigning premiers, the Manly Warringah Giants. But they are not going to get to the big dance. Chat out there.
The old non-controlling umpires found a free there. I did see sort of the knees come down on a player. It's probably the most disappointing thing for the Giants is lose two of your gun players being suspended, and today they've certainly been on the wrong side of the free kick count.
Well, lost them from both ends of the ground too, with Fowler, their dominant forward up there, is in the goal kicking award in years past. And of course Ben Bow at the other end of the ground, a defender, very strong and tough defender, and to be honest, I'm not sure that they would have been a 50-point difference, but it would have made a difference to this game. What is making a difference is the St George Dragons. They get another one on the board.
Oh no.
$56 points the margin now here at Henson Park. And you can just see there the two players we were just mentioning, Gareth Benbow and Braden Fowler, looking on.
First round on them tonight. All inside 50 here. Can the Giants get a final goal for season 2015? It's been a long time between goals for them. Robinson, he kicked the first of the third term. We thought it was game on. 7 goals to 1 in the third term from the Giants.
They scored since, they certainly haven't scored a goal.
I'm not even sure they scored it behind. Getting done by 50, you want to start a blue, right? Yeah. Oh, emergency umpire alert. Ah, yep, see, that's Dad. That's me dad downstairs.
He's got.
Frankie,
Doubt, just revert to the classics. West has worked out the ruck contest. The Giants, Robertson, he hasn't given up. Cops it high, he's down again. He's been battered from pillar to post this afternoon. St George obviously earmarked their targets today and they've executed well. Go inside again. The ball's just been camped up this left-hand side of Henson Park. It's been a really good defensive effort, not only in their back half, but up forward. They've given nothing when the ball's in dispute. You see there, tackle forcing the ball up. really, the way they've read the ball coming out into their half-back. See here again as the Giants mount another attack. Another just kick and hope. Getting back there, or the bounce is going to trouble. It was Napa. Running the ball there, Martin. Tomlin's there. Oaken ball sits out to Tomlins. He's tackled as he took possession. Umpire says holding the ball. And
I think a sniper just got Martin. You have done well to keep the two-time premiership winners to 48 points. You've doubled their score, which is very admirable. We'll be giving the Pennant Hills coaching staff, who I'm sure sitting in the car listening to us on 89.6.
Well, you're right there. As they do get another one, the Giants. That is their first since the start of the third term. Now, you make a good point, Muzz. I reckon Pennant Hills would have worked out their game plan if they were to meet Manly Warringah again. They defeated them just 2 weeks ago. They would have been comfortable going in against the Manly Warringah side. This throws up a little variable in the mix with St George winning through to the prelim. They'll have to rethink much of their game plan. You'd have to say that Pennant Hills would go into that game as favourites, but on the back of today's performance, it would certainly give St George a chance as the Giants come out again. Pedersen just slaps it forward, keeps it off. Coming out to meet it was Bell. Again, Pedersen in amongst it, but St George, again, their defence stands tall. Tomlins has been fantastic. This is Kenny.
He's been terrific. He's nearly BOG for the Dragons today. Donahue, I know Donahue's kicked 5, so he probably would get it, but Kenny's been really good. So is this man Ryan. He's been strong at the back. Ball comes out the back.
Sanderson.
Little goal to finish off from Sanderson.
Just been clinical by the Dragons. 56 points the margin. Nice little top off there from Sanderson.
You forget this game, it was a 4-point margin at half time. Unbelievable to think just an hour ago, an hour of footy time anyway, this game could have been so close.
Well, if you read this week's preview of the match, I thought it was a bold prediction by the unknown author to predict a Dragons win by 4 points. They predicted the win. They weren't willing to go too hard on it. As the umpire calls this one play on. Sure, no one would have predicted a 56-point margin in time on in the final term. Stolen away. Giants. Oh, that Oaken ball. Want to be careful doing that sort of thing. It's very reminiscent of what Benbow was rubbed out of the game for.
Use your head. Crying out. Like, it's 50 on the margin.
It's a very short 50-metre penalty, Muzz.
Oof, jeez. He could miss a final for that.
We'll certainly have a look at it, that's for sure.
It really is elimination footy for these umpires. They're all taking it 1 week at a time. I spoke to them before the game. They just wanted to do the little things right. Look, that goal umpire right there.
Look at this.
Just leans back and then boom! Pulls the trigger. Let's have a look at his flag work. Solid as an oak. Just
poetic.
He can book himself a car space here in a couple of weeks' time. Not too impressed with the boundary umpire on the far side here. Hasn't kept up with his fellow boundary umpire the whole way. Bit disappointed with that.
Very impressed, Muzz, that you can look at the finer points of the game, call the action, and also assess the boundary umpires.
It's what you get here at Digital Sports, Craig. The 1%ers.
Complete coverage.
The little stuff that the other stations covering Sydney AFL miss.
24 and a half minutes played. Just of competition. As the Giants get on out of the middle. Nice round figures on the scoreboard at the moment. 60 plays 110, 50 points the margin. No one would have predicted this from the Giants. They are going to bow out of the 2015 race in straight sets. A disappointing end to a little patch of supremacy by the Giants. Pedersen with a no-look. Gives it across to Livery.
Oh.
Livery just lines him up and says, well, I'm going to take the foot off the pedal.
I'll kick the most nonchalant 55er in the history of footy. And it's probably the disappointing thing. You forget these are a lot of two-time premiership players out there. And from to bow out, with them not playing their best footy, let's just say that, is disappointing. But it's how it goes, Craig. You can't stay at the top forever.
It's finals football too, Muzz. And that siren sounds, it's anyone's game. Especially in the elimination finals. As Pedersen swipes this one out of the air, trying to get something pushing forward for the Giants. Oh, that's not going to win any awards, Brain.
I was reminiscent of one of my drives today at Longreach, where the club hits the turf before it actually connects with the ball.
Quick play on from McCaffrey, drives them in, goes to a 2-on-1 contest. It's been like this all day by the Dragons. They've got numbers at the football, and they've given nothing, although the kick return lands back in the arms of Pedersen. He has had a wonderful season, Connor Pedersen. And this not his finest hour.
Feeling Medal coming up, Craig. Can I live stream it as per the last few years?
We'll be live streaming the Feeling Medal live from Daltone House.
Who's the favourite this year?
Can't tell you that, Muzz. You've asked me every year for the last 10 years, and I have given you the same answer. As St George go inside. It will be interesting, though, the count, of course, with the East Coast Eagles back in to the fray. A lot of talent out there at Cambridge Oval. Of course, your natural contenders for Pennant Hills. Last year's winner moving on to greener pastures as well. Opens the race up a little bit.
Well, it's been the Feeling Medal's actually, it's since Dana Rampy won it back here a few years ago. The honour roll has been quite good the last couple of years. Armitage now playing interstate footy, so it's certainly a prestigious medal to win these days.
Certainly it opens doors, to say the least. We find another player in the AFL City competition that could be pulling on the red and the white, the orange or the charcoal, as Jordan West just pushes it to the right of screen. 45 points to the margin now. It's a big score that St George have kicked. Not only have they held Manly Warringah, they've kicked 17 goals, 9 themselves. Fantastic effort, and they will bring this to the game next week against Pennant Hills. You can watch that live on AFL Sydney Live as well. We'll bring you all the action from that game. Big 4 grand finals in the lower divisions next weekend as well. It's a big weekend of footy, and as we said, followed by the Feeling Medal next Monday night. Monday week, that is. And we'll be able to watch that live as well.
Hamish coming?
No, new host this year. And I'm told should be very entertaining as the siren sounds to end the game here at Henson Park. A clinical defeat of the reigning premiers by St George. 9 goals, 12-66. St George 17-9, 111. A 45-point margin here at Henson Park. And not many would have predicted that result come semi-final time. Muzz, it's been a very good across-the-board effort by the boys from St George.
Yeah, no, they were terrific. Since half-time, easily the better side. They were Priest, he stood up and bagged himself a double in that third term. He got the margin out to 21 at one stage, and they went into three-quarter time, 39 points up. And this final term, well, really, it was all academic what went on the field. Everyone got through unscathed, although having a look at Nick Shaw, who's got a bit of ice on the calf, so we hope that's just precautionary and he can go on to play in a big prelim next week. I'm sure there were Pennant Hills spies all along Henson Park, just watching who their competition might be, and a lot of people reckon Pennant Hills are sort of going to be the hot price favourites, but I tell you what, when that first ball bounces, everyone forgets what the bookies thought pre-game, and I reckon St George is going to go into it full of confidence, because really they've dismantled the two-time premiership winners in Manly, and really done a job on them today.
They made some statements a few years back that they were on a long-term journey, the St George Dragons, and that dream is still alive. They wanted a premiership within 3 or 4 years, and they lived to see another day in 2015. A lot of football ahead of them before they can lay claim to a berth in the grand final, but they give themselves every opportunity. It will be St George taking on Pennant Hills in next week's preliminary final. The prize, a spot against the Eagles in the big dance. And the St George Dragons will set themselves for another week on the track and another tilt at the final next week. As there's a little bit going on. Some of the St George boys giving it to Ben Bow and Braden Fowler. They come back with 2 fingers signifying
I think it'd be a good idea
two-time
that Manly
premierships.
don't go through the crowd at the moment.
St George, on the other hand, they can hold their heads high. They go into the rooms knowing that they've got the job done today. But the task is not over. You can see there Declan Donahue, absolute veteran of the St George Dragons Football Club, congratulating every player on his way through. That'll wrap things up here, Muzz, at Henson Park. As I said at the start of the call, an absolute pleasure to have you back on the mic for this semi-final, and we hope to hear more of you going forward. But as we wrap up things here at Henson Park, a 45-point margin in favour of St George. They got the job done today. 9 goals, 12-66, Manly Warringah. St George 17-9, 111. As we set ourselves on the big one. 2 weeks. Who will it be, Pennant Hills or St George, to take on the Eagles? You'll see it all here on the AFL Sydney Live. Thanks to BLK. And we will see you then.